Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, it's Dr. Tess. I'm here. I'm here. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Tess Washington, MD, board certified physician and surgeon. On this channel, we discuss preventative medicine ways for you to just pretty much stay healthy, kind of like reduce the allopathic medication and try to do something about the metabolic syndrome and just basically the way that we're going as far as our health, which is not really in the best direction in the United States. I'm not giving any medical advice. So you can look at this information as entertainment. But I do conclude with a suggestion from a published paper that you can feel free to take to your doctor. And if the doctor feels it's appropriate, you may consider combining it with your regular routine. If you like that kind of content, stick around, subscribe, come back, tell your friends. So I don't know if you guys remember way back a few years ago, right? When Bill Clinton had the heart disease and former president, and we thought that we were going to lose him during that time. And he ended up having to undergo cardiac surgery. Well, after the surgery, his recovery was so successful, more so because of what he did after the surgery. And we will discuss that towards the end. But the article I wanted to bring to you guys' attention today was there's a combination poly pill that lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events. And basically, so here we'll read together. Older heart disease patients who took a combination poly pill made of three different medications had a lower risk of major cardiovascular events, according to a new study published on Friday in New England Journal of Medicine and presented at the European Society of Cardiology Congress in Spain. The study was led by a physician, a director of Mount Sinai Hospital in New York, and she was basically saying research looked at 2,499 patients in European countries who had a history of type 1 myocardial infarction in the past 6 months and were either over 75 years of age or at a minimum of 65 years of age with at least one risk factor, such as diabetes or mild to moderate kidney disease. So I'll stop right there. We have risk factors to get certain diseases regardless. Some of the risk factors we cannot do anything about. For example, if you're a woman, you can't change that. You can't change the color of your skin. You can't change your age. You can't. So these are just hard stops. But then there are some lifestyle things that we can change, that if we did change those lifestyle things, they would decrease the probability of us having that pathological condition. So also gender has a lot to do with it, ethnicity, because of diet. I'm pointing out that they're saying, aha, hey, I know how we can get compliance. We'll just make it one pill. And then the person next to was like, oh my God, you're genius. And when I read that, it reminded me of like, when you get your kids and they're in a little, that high chair thingy, and you're like, okay, you're doing a chicka, and the kid is distracted, right? And then there's like, these are adults. We have to put ourselves in a position of the patient. They don't want to take, their preference will be 0 pills. In defense of the doctors, they're like, well, why won't this person take their medicine? No, so, like from what has been shared with different forums where people have come and they've just like been vulnerable with me, they don't understand why they can't just do something natural or, stop drinking one less cup of coffee. They don't understand what is going on. And unfortunately, with the hospitals just being so busy, it's not like we have the time, well, concierge doctors, we do, but respecting the mainstream doctors, they have like 80 patients in the waiting room, and they're still compassionate. They care a lot. If it was them, they would spend an hour with each patient, but that's not realistic. They're answering to someone. So you got the doctor who's like, oh my God, why is this patient being non-compliant? And then you get the patient, especially if it's a man, like last time I took that medication, Mr. Johnson was like, So, you know, we have to understand both sides. And I don't think it's the number of pills. I think that it's understanding. Now, like in my situation with the being I do functional medicine, I explain, I got to give you this medicine. I can't take a chance of you having a stroke, but I tell you what, how about this? And as long as patients know there's something to look forward to, all right, doc, I only got to be on this pill for 6 months. They're really going to try. We have blood vessels all throughout our body, right? They're not like just in one area. If you are having a pathology where you ended up needing surgery, you probably had other things that were going on. So if you made a lifestyle modification, it would help with that immediate thing that you're dealing with and the other areas that have not gotten aggressive yet. When Bill Clinton had his surgery, right after, he was working with this Dr. Ornish and he put him on a diet, and it basically was a vegan diet. So let me just share this information with you. They are referring to the results that they see from the Ornish lifestyle medicine diet. We found that more than 82% of these people who made these changes, as President Clinton indicated, actually reversed the disease. So a lot of pathology that we incur later in life is lifestyle pathology. And it's not it's not our fault. Many people eat everything on your plate. We were brought up on different rules, and, we have a sedentary life. So it just happens. So it's not pointing a finger, but it's just like, let's go ahead and let's discuss other possible considerations for resolution. So basically, this is what Bill Clinton ate: legumes, beans, vegetables, fruits, drink a protein supplement, yada, yada. You guys have heard this before, right? And let me tell you, this is hard. And, we all know the saying. Anything worth having or anything worth achieving is hard. And I don't think it's more so hard, but we have a set point in our brain. And, like if you set your thermometer in your house for like 72, and you can turn the air conditioner on and it'll go down to like 66. And as soon as you turn the air conditioner off, the house is going to creep back up to a set point. And we have hormones that they think they're protecting us. Like, she needs us. Look at her. She's going to not eat. Who she think she is? We're going to make her hungry, right? So they think that they are protecting us because they are trying to bring us back to the set point. But we can move from the set point. It's called what? I'm breaking a habit, right? And after a certain period of time, it's not so bad after all. So he lost a significant amount of weight and he was exceptionally healthy. So I wanted to just share that with you. And there's one more thing that I wanted to share. This is just kind of like elaborating on the diet that Bill Clinton was eating. And I also want to just bring these up, and I'll put the URL for the articles that I got. I'll put them down in the description box. So if you guys want, you could just feel free to obtain these articles and read them for yourself. And one of the articles is just discussing the vegetarian diet that Bill Clinton was on versus the Mediterranean diet. And Dr. Ornish was saying that he felt like the Mediterranean diet did not have as positive of an outcome as the vegetarian diet that Bill Clinton was on. Now, one thing, a lot of times, if we change the way that we eat, well, if you change the way you eat, you're automatically going to do something else, right? You're not going to like change the way you eat and then still sleep all day or still, drink like a sailor. You're going to like exercise. So you're doing multiple things and you didn't even really realize it. I think that if we are doing anything that displays a form of discipline, where we are reducing our intake of something that is known to, obviously his diet was negative. He ended up needing 4 of his vessels in his heart replaced. So that's a strong indicator that he maybe wanted to change that dietary regimen. So good for him. And he's still with us. So Dr. E, basically prevent and reverse heart disease. And there's a total program, but there's a book also. And the book is entitled Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. Here's the thing. Here's the take-home message. Lifestyle diseases are reversible. Now, if you're a type 1 diabetic, and if you were born with an insulin pathology, that's not a lifestyle disease. That was a congenital disease. But if all we had to do was realize that the way we're living our life is leading to shortening of our life, and we have the mind power and a discipline, which is really, 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 really hard. And that's why we need coaches to help support us while we're going through this. But you know what? You break that stride. When I'm on my treadmill, man, that first minute, I'm like, I don't even know why I bought this thing. But man, when I come around the corner after about that 5 minutes, I can run for an hour. And that's how lifestyle modifications are. They're hard in the beginning, but as long as you stay focused, you can reach that goal. So in closing, my personal opinion, instead of this scholarly team going back and forth about, you think they'll take 2.5? What about 1? Okay, what about if we get 1 and then we tell them, how about if we consider lifestyle modification, and that patient would probably take 10 pills if they knew that they were doing something else that was natural. And there's a possibility that if they continue what they're doing, one day they won't take any pills. From what I have experienced, I have many patients who were non-compliant, and they explained, well, I was going to take the medicine, but when I got to the pharmacist told me I didn't. You ever looked horrible in a suit and you knew you looked horrible and you kept asking people and everyone said you look horrible, but that 18th person said you look amazing. I knew it. No one wants to take medicine. So they get to the pharmacy and the pharmacist raises doubt and they don't take it. Then they end up in the emergency room and then they have a stroke and we feel bad. So guys, follow your doctor's orders and maybe talk to your doctor and just, be like, hey, dude, we got some other, options, or, consider splitting your time, part of your time with the primary care doctor, other part of your time with the functional medicine doctor. I am definitely open to taking virtual patients. I'm licensed in 6 states, Illinois, Indiana, Montana, New York, Nevada, and California, and it'll be 100% virtual. Now, let me just close by stating, I'm not just sitting up here jabbing my jaws. I'm a board certified physician surgeon. I work as a hospitalist. That's how I have always paid for my medical practice, my private practice, my brick and mortar. Outside of working as a hospitalist and seeing this pathology and treating it on a regular basis, I have a master's of physiology and biophysics, age management medicine, functional medicine, obesity medicine, and I'm in my personal trainer because I haven't taken the test yet. So I haven't taken my NASM test yet, but I only speak in the areas that I feel comfortable. And cardiovascular disease, that's right up my alley. So I just think that we need to give the patients a chance. And guys, we need to offer the patients a little bit more lifestyle modification, especially since remote medical monitoring, remote patient monitoring is so huge. Yeah, we could offer the patients dietary, and then we could just monitor them remote, and then you'll get reimbursed because Medicare is paying back for remote monitoring. So, and I think that you will see your compliance rate go through the roof because patients would feel like, I'm going to eat these beans, these legumes, and everything else because I don't want to take that pill, because last time I took that pill, Mr. Johnson would not wake up. And you guys know who Mr. Johnson is. And you guys also know who I am. I'm Tess Washington. Make sure you subscribe. Come on back tomorrow. And I'll see you before midnight. I don't know what time. I'll see you before midnight. If you want, you could be a part of the texting club. My team sends out text messages once we finally finish seeing all the patients. And I know they will be within like a half an hour. They'll jump online. And we'd be more than happy to text you as well. On that note, take care.